Hey there, YouTube. This is the Lon Chaney reviewer. Today I'm going to bring up an interesting discussion. What was Lon Chaney's real first name? Now, this was brought to my attention on my channel when I posted my 300 likes on Facebook, and foolishly, like most people, I just posted, oh, Leonidas is longhand for Lon. And it was brought to my attention by Mike Kocher, thank you, that Leonard, it's actually short for Leonard. And I went to my handy dandy Michael F. Blake book, Man Behind the Thousand Faces. Now, the average person would say that Leonidas was Chaney's first name. And I would say that too, because most every source says it. And if you can't beat them, join them, right? So, I did other research and I found that Leonidas technically doesn't have any nicknames because it's a Greek name and most Greek names don't have like a shorthand or a nickname. So I thought to myself, well, why doesn't it? Because I mean, if Leonard is a anglicized form of Leonidas and they have the same first couple of letters, it could make sense that he could have got Lon out of that. That's just my opinion. But the other point that Kocher made was that he was French, Irish, and English descent, and probably be more likely to be called Leonard. And this is very confusing because IMDb has it as Leonidas. The documentary on the Chaney Archive DVD, Lon Chaney, A Thousand Faces, that documentary even says Leonidas, even though Michael F. Blake is on that program and is technically a consultant. Now, I'm going to read to you a passage from Michael F. Blake's book, Man Behind the Thousand Faces. And this adds more to the confusion. For years, writers have thought Chaney's first name was Alonzo, but according to his brother George, his name at birth was Leonidas. Research on Frank Chaney's family tree shows that one of his older brothers was named Leonidas. In those days, as now, children were often named after family members. And the Chaney family exhibits a propensity for naming children after relatives. Unfortunately, there is no birth certificate for Lon in the few records on file from the 1880s in Colorado Springs. However, a city directory from 1908 and an article in 1920 Picture Play magazine list his name as Leonidas. In most of the city directories of Colorado Springs from 1900 and 1908, as well as the U.S. Census of 1900, his name is listed as Leonard, which is an anglicized version of Leonidas. The first time he was listed publicly as Lon was in the 1902 review of The Little Tycoon. It seems that Lon was a nickname that stuck and he used it for the rest of his personal and professional life, unquote. Now, I said a mouthful there, but basically what this is saying is that there are U.S. censuses that state that his name was Leonard, but there are also records that show his name was Leonidas. To top it all off, his own brother claimed that he was named Leonidas at birth. So what does this mean? Well, we must also realize that Chaney was the type of man to use little publicity to get him big publicity. Meaning, if I don't reveal too much about myself, people will be more curious about me. And that is very true, as is today, and that is why it's so hard to do research on Lon Chaney, because there is so little we know about him. So, was his name Leonard? It could have been. Was his name Leonidas? Now it's not seeming as likely, but when most people have stated that his name is Leonidas, it seems like that could be the possibility. But at the same time, Chaney probably did take several stage names, because he was a theater actor. And what about Lawrence? I mean, I've seen some places where Lon is short for Lawrence. So, Lawrence Chaney, that would have been really weird. But, actually, technically just as possible as the other two options. However, At the end of the day, we really shouldn't be worried about what Lon Chaney's first name is. He is Lon Chaney Sr., in my opinion, the greatest actor of the silent era. Thank you for watching, and I apologize for my post that I made. Peace.